Hello guys, how's everyone doing today? I wanted to make a video talking about things that I believe should be added to Red Dead Online. I've been thinking of content that I would personally add to the game to make it funner. I've been playing the game for weeks and I've come up with a lot of cool ideas. If you agree with my list, drop a like, share this video as well, especially on Rockstar's beta feedback page. If enough people see this, maybe Rockstar will as well, and they'll consider adding these features. Now, Red Dead Online in its current state does not have many activities. You have stranger missions in free mode, and you have hunting. We also have PvP modes in the Showdown series, but free mode, it needs more content, more things to purchase, and more activities. Many people are saying Red Dead Online does not have enough content, but GTA Online was the exact same way when it first launched on PS3 and Xbox 360. It had barely any activities in free mode, and everybody was just grinding contact missions. And the contact missions, they're pretty much the exact same thing as stranger missions. The only difference is we're doing stranger missions in free mode versus loading up into separate lobbies for contact missions. But look at the properties in GTA Online. When they first launched the apartments, they bragged about them in a trailer, but the high-end apartments, they were all the same. There was no difference between them. The only real property we could buy was the apartments when it first launched. And GTA Online, it did not become what it is now until it arrived in next gen, and Rockstar started adding bigger DLCs like heists. Red Dead Online is the same state GTA Online was in when it first launched. Rockstar will add more content to this game, and when they do, you will see a ton of people get back on this game. New content is vital to this game. Rockstar needs to do it. They are not going to put this much work into Red Dead Online and just let it die. Sorry for my long introduction there, but I had to explain this game will have more content, and I'm very excited for what they will bring out. Now, let's get started with the list. Starting off at number 5, we have legendary animal hunts. Similar to single player, these should be in online. Here I am doing a stranger mission involving killing a special animal, but it doesn't really count because it's a mission where you just go to the area, you look for clues, and you kill the animal when it spawns, and then you just bring back the pelt and the mission's over. Legendary animals should be unique free mode events where they spawn in a large area and players can compete to try to find that animal. It will be a very strong animal, and if you find it and skin it, you can sell it for a very large amount of money. Plus, you could get unique items such as clothing. Also, don't have one legendary animal, but have them be all across the map. So there's not just one area everyone is going to. You know, have a legendary animal hunt in New Austin. Have a legendary animal hunt in Lemoyne at the same time. Have them be scattered all around the map. People would do these legendary hunts if they were in the game. They'd be pretty fun, be looking around for the animal, and if they added legendary hunts, I think a lot of people would participate in it. I know I would. At number 4, we have gambling. This is something I think the majority of players want to see added. The reason we never saw gambling in GTA Online was because you could buy virtual currency with real currency, notably shark cards. Some people may interpret this as actual gambling, and Rockstar could get sued. Governments could also get involved as they have with loot boxes in other games. However, gambling can be done in Red Dead Online. The reason is that it would be based on cash. Cash you cannot purchase with real money. You can only purchase gold bars. I never really had the chance to gamble much in the single player, but when I started playing poker, it was really fun. The AI in poker, they're not smart and they make a lot of really stupid moves. You can see me absolutely destroying them here. Arthur sure is happy about it. If we could play poker against real players, no game would ever be the same. You can easily predict the AI reactions, but you can't other players. And don't just stop at poker. Let us play all of the games. Dominoes, blackjack against an AI dealer, five-finger fillet, and please bring in Liar's Dice. One of my favorite games in Red Dead Redemption 1 was Liar's Dice, and I was really disappointed that it was not added to Red Dead Redemption 2. These games I would like to see in free mode, where you can invite everyone to the session to play. Let us play for large amounts of money, like a pot of $100 or $200. Since we're gambling with our own money, don't just limit us to like $20 a game. That would be too little. The game should be available at saloons, because right now the saloons are so empty. You can only drink in them, nothing more than that. You should also have the option to play in your camp. Play with your posse, games like poker at the camp table. Just make it so that when you sit down to play with other players, they can't shoot you. It would be terrible to be shot by some random griefer when playing poker with others. Next at number 3, we have Robberies, and here we have minor spoilers. This is a bank heist that I did in Valentine. I thought this would be a good indication of what gameplay should be like in online robberies. The online robberies, they would include train robberies, bank robberies, and carriage robberies like in single player. I think the majority of people want to see bank robberies though. I don't want them to be like heists in GTA Online. Please don't make them like heist in GTA, because it would be the same thing over and over again. It would get boring. Instead, I would like to see them be in free mode. Now, how would this work? Bank robberies would have to be balanced, because if everyone could just keep robbing banks, that's all people would do, and they would not do any other activity. Here's how I would do them. These robberies should be random events, like business battles in GTA Online. There are so many banks across all the different towns in the game. Have a random bank spawn open every in-game day, every 48 minutes. Make it so that it's not the same bank pattern every time. When you go into bank, similar to single player, you could have a choice. Blow the safes open or crack them. If you blow them open, it's faster, but you get lawmen after you. If you crack them, you can leave with no one level, but it's longer. Also make it so that it's detailed. Not where you just run in and grab a bag and leave. That's cheesy. Make it so that the more people you have in a posse, the bigger of a cut you take. It would encourage teamwork and people to play like an outlaw gang. Have one player watch the hostages and another player enter the vault. Then you have to race the money back to your camp box and other players can rob you along the way. Also add train robberies and carriage robberies. Don't just have one, but always have a bank open, a valuable train, a valuable carriage, and have them randomly scattered across the map. Trains would work the same way as in single player. When we hold up the passengers and we blow open the safes, the carriages would be unique like in single player, carrying valuable loot. Make them be pretty difficult, like with 20 guards. We could also do it so that you could bribe Alden or Hector and they would give you a tip of the location of a train or a carriage. I think a lot of people would enjoy robberies. We were told in the online that you can rob and steal, but you can barely rob. If you want this to be the ultimate Wild West experience, you need to add robberies. You can't be an outlaw without robberies. That needs to be added to this game. At number 2, we have properties, and by this, I don't mean just personal living quarters, but businesses as well. Red Dead Online has a step up from GTA Online in customization of our camp. In GTA Online, you can't change the apartments or the stilt house's interior. There's one high-end apartment where you can change the interior, but it's from pre-select ones. Here, we have a number of tables and tents we can choose from. I hope they don't just limit this to our camps. There are so many houses scattered across the map that would make great living quarters. Imagine if these houses are added and we can customize the inside. I think a lot of people would want to buy these. There's so many nice houses in Saint Denis as well. So many mansions. I mean, just take a look at the mayor's house. The mayor's house is one house that's really nice looking. And there's so many houses with similar designs. We should be able to buy these houses and customize them. I want mansions in GTA Online. That's what a lot of people want. But why not have mansions in Red Dead Online as well? Imagine buying a huge house like this and changing all the furniture, coloring, and decorations around. No house would be the same. They could also add a ton of apartments in Saint Denis for players that don't have enough money to buy a house. Imagine if we could also, like in single player, go to the catalog and choose from a number of preset houses. We could choose a spot in the world to build a house. How fun would that be? Not only would we have the option to buy houses around the map, but we could build our own with so many different styles to choose from. But don't just end it at personal housing, add businesses as well. This would make the game more unique, with activities, and people would not just be constantly grinding stranger missions and hunting. We would have businesses. Now what kind of businesses could they add to Red Dead Online? I can think of 2 ideas right at the top of my head. The first would be a moonshine business. This would work very similar to GTA Online's passive businesses, like an MC business. We could steal supplies for the business, or we could buy it from the catalog. It arrives and the business will produce moonshine for you. Then at the end, you can go and sell it. Let us choose where we want to sell it and to who as well. Give us a train sell mission, that would be cool. Another business would be similar to an import-export business where we steal various horses across the world. There would be a board that would list the horses buyers are looking for. We could find them across the map, maybe randomly driven by NPCs or in the wild. Then we bring them in and sell them. Maybe even add player interactions between the businesses. Make it so that one player can buy a moonshine shipment from another player and then they can resell it for more, or make it so that if you have a stolen horse in your business that a player wants, you can sell it to them. Add these kinds of interactions. It adds more life to the online world and you can feel much more like an outlaw or a businessman. And at number 1, the most important thing I think Red Dead Online should add is low, high honor activities. Out of all the things that I can think of, this is the most important thing to make this game unique. Right now, the honor system has barely any purpose in the online. Sure, it gives you some different missions, but is that all it gives you? Here I'm doing an evil mission where I have to kill people at a wedding, but this, it's not enough. The honor was so important in the single player that it even changed the ending you would get. In online, it lacks that same spark. I have no real intention to want to play as a good guy when I can just murder NPCs, rob, and loot them. I found $3 on a horse just killing this NPC and looting them. There needs to be some kind of unique rewards and penalties for having high and low honor, but don't make them unbalanced. Give unique rewards for having high honor. Make an incentive to want to have high honor, but also have penalties for having high honor. Do the same for low honor. Have unique rewards for it, but also have penalties. Make sure they are balanced. They need to be balanced, otherwise people are only going to play low honor or high honor, depending on which one is unbalanced. This would encourage players to switch between being a good guy and a bad guy. What I loved about Red Dead Redemption 2 was that you could be a good guy if you wanted to. You weren't forced to be a bad guy like in GTA. This should be the same here. What's the point of honor if it doesn't really do anything? The older Fallout games, even though they are RPGs, they had a karma system. If you had bad karma, you unlocked certain quests, properties, etc. But you also had penalties for both good and bad karma. Players were encouraged to play both playstyles. I'm not saying they should add RPG elements to Red Dead Online, but make it so there's unique rewards that you have for playing both low and high honor. Going back to the businesses, imagine if high honor players have access to a bounty hunting business, and low honor players have access to an assassination business. Make penalties, but make sure they are balanced. That's really important to this. If it's unbalanced, it's going to break the game. Make it so that high honor players get discounts in stores. Low honor players do not, but low honor players have access to certain robberies. High honor players do not. Finally, make it so that they conflict with each other. It would encourage fun PvP. Like imagine if a group of outlaw players commit crimes and the high honor players have to stop them, or if the high honor players have to protect a bank. There's so many different ideas here to expand on the honor system. Don't let it just go to waste. Encourage us to want to be an outlaw and encourage us to want to be a good guy. And that's my list, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. And if you agree with my ideas, share this video, especially on Rockstar's beta feedback page. The more people see this, maybe Rockstar will as well. Also, tell me your ideas down below. I'm sure there's other unique things you guys have thought of. I'll try to respond to as many people as I can. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone.